I'm often asked the question, how can a loving God send people to hell? The problem with that question is that it's based upon a failure to see ourselves as we really are. Yeah.
Take a look at yourself.
Oh, man. Mirrors can hurt, but they also help us to see ourselves in reality and what our real needs are. Martin Luther spoke about another mirror, the mirror of God's law. You see, when Martin Luther preached, he would hold up the mirror of God's law to show us who God really is and who we really are. You might remember the old hellfire preacher. You know the guy. He didn't preach God's law as a mirror, he preached as a stick. And he'd tell people things like, stop sinning, start behaving. Well, that guy's long gone now. Now we have the modern preacher. He uses God's law not as a mirror either. This guy uses it as a carrot. Come on now. Do these things and keep these principles, and God will bless you and maximize your human potential. Carrots don't taste good anyway. It was Luther who preached God's law as a mirror. Now look carefully and honestly into this mirror. Do you see the real you? The 9th commandment says you shall not lie. Have you ever told a lie? If you have, that makes you a liar. Have you ever stolen something? If you have, it makes you a thief. And if you've ever had sex outside of marriage, well, that makes you a fornicator or an adulterer. There's 7 other commandments, but I think you get the point. Some people say, but Karen, that's the Old Testament. The New Testament is different. Too right, the New Testament is different. Jesus made this law even harder. When Jesus preached the Sermon on the Mount, he said that lustful thoughts make you guilty of adultery, and unjust anger makes you guilty of murder. God gave you a conscience so that you would know right from wrong, so that the mirror of God's law would show yourself as you really are. This is one of the strongest and most obvious evidences for the truth of the Bible, which says that everyone has sinned and that we're all guilty before God. God's law isn't there so that we can meet its requirements. It's there to show you that you can't meet its requirements, that you'll be in big trouble on Judgment Day, that you need a Saviour.